Welcome back to Ignite. If you've missed earlier parts of this show, you definitely want to go back and listen. We've been diving into resilience, testimony, and faith with Jose Pereira. Now we're shifting to an important question. Does your story really matter? Many people wonder if they have anything worth passing on. Jose believes your experience may be exactly what the next generation of leaders need. So, Jose, why do people believe it's important to share lessons with the next generation?
Well, you're making a great question because you're talking something that is called a legacy. And I believe that when you really have a purpose, that you really feel that the purpose of your life is something that is going to transcend, you're going to leave your legacy. Today, for me, the legacy to my grandsons is everything. I'm for example, I'm in the middle of the creation of my own nonprofit, and I have an ambition that is to see my grandson in the future running it. The other day I talked with him. He has 8 years. I was telling Martin, I see you in the future running this thing, and he was so touched that he began to cry. So he really believed it. So I touched
Mhm.
his heart. He's gonna do it. So that's gonna be my legacy, because you have to do things with a purpose in a way that understand that you need to leave a legacy in this world, and this is what I'm trying to do today.
I so respect that. I talk about generational wealth and I talk about leaving things for the next generation as we move forward. And there's one thing as a grandparent, when you have those grandchildren and you see the art of the possible for tomorrow with the kind of leaders they can be, it just gives you strength that you really want to strive to make sure that next generation, your family and others, truly are able to see what they can do and where they can be so that you're preparing them for that journey forward. What impact do you hope your story will leave for young leaders around the world?
Well, this is something that today I'm trying to do because I'm talking to college and universities,
Mhm.
and when I go to speak in the college and the universities, I also do master classes. And one of the master classes that I do, by the way, I use this book for the master class that is called Unbreakable Leadership. So I make them, it's a workbook. But there is a section where I ask them the question. I randomly begin to tell them, pointing them, why you want to be in the future, why you want to be in the future, and you get caught off guard, and they randomly begin to tell you what they want to be. I remember one day I pointed a guy, and the guy told me, I want to be one of the 10 best surgeons of this country. But he told me that with so much confidence that I told him, so I prophesied that you're going to be. So that guy really got so touched that he was looking to take photo with me, and then he called me and he told me, never nobody has talked with me so much confidence. And I told him, because I saw that you believe in yourself. So when you talk to a kid that they're thinking like that, wow, you say, okay, so this is the generation that is going to lead this country. So that really gives you a lot of strength.
That those are such beautiful stories and testimonies, especially when you are working for that purpose to actually strive to help others and
Mhm.
and to see them to move forward. And
Mhm.
mentoring and speaking and all of that has an impact on the audience who's receiving it, who's hearing it, who's reading it, etc. So, how do you believe all this mentoring and speaking you're doing is helping you heal within your own journey with all the trials and tribulations you've been through?
Well, for me, it has been fundamental in my healing process. As I said, my therapist, I have no problem saying that I talk every week with her. We are friends today. And she always emphasizes that I have healed much faster than another patient that she had, because I decided to be unapologetically open to talk about this. Talk, not only talk about my healing, talking how God restored me. Because these are the other thing that I today I talk openly about my faith, how really God restored me, and I'm here because of Him. Period. Period.
And you said one of my favorite words, unapologetically.
Yeah.
You know, when we own it, we believe it, we live it, we share it. We
Yeah.
are truly unapologetic for who we are.
Yeah.
And you know, that takes a lot of growth and continuous learning, right? You get faith, you see things happen, but you're continuously wanting to get closer and closer to God and wanting to learn more and more so you can have bigger impacts on the world.
Correct.
And so it's one of those things, it's just like, making it happen. So, with that being said, how do everyday people, whether they're parents, teachers, or business owners, be a role model to others?
Well, because when you really believe in yourself, as I said, when you find that what you're doing is your real purpose, you begin to feel passion for what you do, and that passion that people can feel it. You know, this is something that is energetic, because remember, we are energy. Oh, we
Mhm.
are, and I'm going to go back again to the neuroscience, because for me, it's incredible how neuroscience today confirm what the Bible always said.
Yes.
And you know, when you are in a mode that you are doing what you really love to do, you are creating that vibe, that energy, that when you, and
Mhm.
anywhere you go, you transmit that. That's why people sometimes are so energetic that you know, they have the attention of the people, you know, because you are vibing in that mode. And there is something important. You have to 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 take care of that.
Mhm.
If you get connected to people that has bad energy, it can drain your energy. So yeah, you know, that's true. That's true. So you have to connect to the right people. This is another recommendation. The people have to connect to the right people. You have to connect with the people, not only the right people, the people that trust you, that believe in you. So there's the way that you create your own atmosphere, and you have to care of that atmosphere, because that's what you're going to be carrying, your atmosphere.
You
And
know,
that's going to inspire others, of course.
Jose, you are so right. And I'm sitting here thinking about creating that circle around you that allows your light to continue to shine. And I think one of the biggest lessons that I had to go through in life is as you grow, everybody doesn't grow with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to make changes in who's in that circle and why they're in that circle. Because growth and keeping that positivity, that light, that faith, that vision, the thing that says, I'm doing my purpose, I'm doing what I want to do, and God is not going to leave me. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to have challenges. No. Does it mean I'm not going to have hard times? No. But the irony of it is that the more I have that faith and belief, I know he'll walk me through it. So I couldn't agree with you more. What final message of hope would you give someone who feels like giving up today?
I'm going to say something here. I'm going to show this band. I carry this band since I was in captivity. One day, when the day my wife visited, gave it to me, and he says, never give up. So for me, never give up, it became my motto, because no matter what circumstance you're going through, and you said it very well, adversities always will be there.
Mhm.
A valley will come when you are not expecting it. So that is what life is. But when you're walking in your purpose, And when you're walking with the grace of God and you're walking in your faith, no matter what circumstance you're going to be having, you're going to keep going because you have a dream and you're going to pursue that dream. So, my recommendation to anybody is never give up. If you
I love that.
fall, stand up and continue going. Fall, stand up and continue going. If you can run, run. If you can walk, walk. If you can crawl, crawl, but keep going. Never give up.
I love that, and I'm gonna have to steal that from you and say it was Jose's saying of never giving up because I think it's so important that we leave with that positivity and allowing that faith to ground us. That gives us the ability to say, just keep, don't give up, just keep going,
Yeah.
right? And believing that. So, coming up in our closing segment, Jose will share how hardship can shape leaders into more compassionate and empathetic people. We'll be right back. Come on back and join us on the next segment.